Elementary.
Hi, I'm Lance from Peregrine Elementary.
I'm Katie from Peregrine Elementary.
Congress has formed a congressional committee. This committee will examine the United States Constitution and the purposes of government. The members of your group are expert witnesses who will appear before the committee. You will be asked to testify on the following questions. According to the founders, what are the basic purposes of government? Why did the framers think a constitution was necessary to achieve these purposes? Which did the founders think was more important, the common good or individual rights? Does our government still serve the purposes that the framers intended?
According to the founders, the basic purposes of government are life, liberty, and property. Liberty means to be able to walk along the sidewalk and enjoy the fresh air. It is a right to be free. Some liberties we have are to speak freely and believe whatever we want. Life means to be able to go outside and walk down the sidewalk without fear. Life means to not feel threatened by others. It means you can walk to your favorite snack place, to your friend's house, or down the sidewalk without fear. Property is the right to own things. You can own things like toys, shoes, earrings, and headbands. You also have the right to have a roof over your head, food on the table, and a bed to sleep on. Nobody can take those things away. The basic purposes of government are life, liberty, and property. If we didn't have these rights, we would be afraid to go outside because you could never know what's outside.
The Constitution protects all of our natural rights. The Constitution also protects all of our individual rights. Life, liberty, and property are our natural rights. The Constitution organizes our government too. The framers thought we needed a Constitution to achieve these purposes. The framers were the delegates who were sent to the Philadelphia Convention. The Constitution is very important. If we didn't have the Constitution, the government could violate all of our rights. One example of the government violating one of our rights is Gideon versus Wainwright. In that court case, the court didn't let Gideon have a lawyer, so he was convicted of stealing. As Abraham Lincoln once said, "Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution that must be maintained, for it's the only safeguard on our liberties." What that means is the Constitution is the only thing that protects our rights from the government. If we didn't have the Constitution, the government could get too powerful. The framers just got away from a government that was too powerful and would violate people's rights. So the framers made the Constitution full of checks and balances. Checks and balances are where one branch of the government checks another's power. For example, if the legislative branch makes an unconstitutional law, the judicial branch can declare that law unconstitutional and keep it from becoming an enforced law. If we didn't have a constitutional government, we would be in a state of nature or have a dictatorial government. A state of nature is where there's no laws and no government. A dictatorial government is where one king or queen has unlimited power. It is bad to have a dictatorial government because the one king or queen wouldn't let anybody have any rights. And it's bad to have a state of nature because one person can just kill another. So if the framers never made the Constitution, we would be in a state of nature or have a dictatorial government. The framers knew we needed a Constitution to protect our rights and organize our government. Common good is what is best for the whole community. Individual rights are the rights to freedom of speech, assembly, and press. The founders disagreed at first on which was more important, common good or individual rights. The founders had a big discussion and came to an agreement and chose individual rights over the common good. Even though the founders chose individual rights, the common good is still very important. The common good can overcome individual rights. For example, say you live in a neighborhood of 100 houses. Your neighbors decide that they don't like that you park your RV in your driveway. They want you to move it for the good of the neighborhood. They vote 51 to 49 that you have to move your RV. John Adams reasoned a properly constructed society respected the rights of individuals to think, speak, and act, but with rights came duties. This means that people have individual rights, but it comes with duties. John Adams said government is instituted for the common good, for the protection, safety, prosperity, and happiness of the people, not for profit, honor, or private interest of any one man, family, or class of men. This means our duties are to support the common good along with our individual rights. I agree with Glenn that individual rights is better because I get the freedom of speech, assembly, and press.
natural rights are the life, liberty, and property rights. That means we have the right to be free. To be free means that you're not forced to follow a certain religion and have the right to own things. Like Billy Graham once said, the framers of our Constitution meant we were to have freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. To be free means the government protects you in your homes and in public. This is how our government still works today. The framers of our Constitution wanted the government to keep citizens healthy. They wanted citizens to accept and follow the Constitution. They wanted elections to be held regularly and make sure the right people were voting. They wanted the government to run and follow the basic rules of court. The Fifth Amendment states that no person shall have their natural rights deprived by the federal or national government. It also protects your rights to make sure you are treated fairly by national government and make sure they make reasonable decisions. The 14th Amendment is very similar. It makes sure that no state or local government takes away your natural rights. This is how our government still works today. Some very important right amendments are the 13th, 14th, 15th, 24th, and 26th Amendments. They all relate to the same topic of freedom of slaves, blacks, and voting. They declare that no one is allowed by law to own slaves or segregate blacks. It also states that women and citizens of 18 years of age and older can vote. So the Civil Rights Act changed many lives of American citizens, but the government didn't always believe that segregation was wrong. A certain case changed their minds, and that case was the Brown vs. Board of Education. Linda Brown was a 7-year-old girl who was black. Elementary school was for white kids only, but was 5 blocks away from her house. But the school board required her to walk 21 blocks away to go to a blacks-only school. Linda's parents said they were violating her rights and sued the school. This is part of the reason that government abolished segregation. Even though the government makes some mistakes when following the Constitution, they still serve the purposes that the framers intended. George Washington once said, "The Constitution is a guide which I will never abandon," and I completely agree. Okay, now ready for the questions.
You guys did awesome. Very awesome. So now we're going to actually ask you some questions about what you learned, okay? Sure.
Have there been times when individual rights and the common good were in conflict? Can you give an example?
Like in my speech, your neighbors don't like that you park your RV in your driveway. Well, that's your individual rights to park it in there because you want to, and that's so then for the good of the community, they can vote to get you to move it.
How's the government different today than it was in the 1700s?
The government is different now because we have a democracy and more people can participate. The people that couldn't participate back in the colonial period was blacks, women, and poor white men that didn't have any property.
I'd like to add on to that. We also have a constitution today from the colonial period. They had a desire that we needed a government to rule us.
How can each one of us serve the common good?
By putting other people in front of our individual rights.
I'd like to add on to that. You can also help the common good by recycling and picking up trash when you school or anywhere else.
I'd like to add on to that. You can just pay taxes and follow the laws and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Where did the founders get their ideas about good government?
The founders got their ideas about good government from the Mayflower Compact, written in 1770 by the Pilgrims, when they first came from Great Britain. They wrote it, and it was our first government. They also got it from John Locke, who believed in natural rights, the life, liberty, and property laws. He believed that people should be able to own land and other things, and also be able to be free. We also got our ideas about government from the Roman Republic because they had representatives and governed themselves without a state of nature.
What is the difference between a constitution and a constitutional government?
The difference between a constitutional government and a constitution is that a constitution is only a document that organizes a government and it keeps them from violating our rights. And a constitutional government is a government that has legislators, senators, president, and Supreme Court, and they have a constitution to limit their powers.
And what is a constitution?
A constitution is a document that organizes our government and tells us how it's run, and it limits the powers of the government.
What basic, what basic ideas were included in the Declaration of Independence? Why was this document written?
This document was written because it wanted to show Great Britain and King George that we were no longer part of his country, we were a separate country, and we wanted to be free.
I'd like to add on to that. It also helped us because we listed our complaints against King Christian, and it also helped us gain support for the war.
I we're close to fun.
Yeah, okay.
Is there anything else you guys like to add about that? Is it awesome? Really great job.
Thank you.
Hi.